Well, Fran, in a word, I would say that message would be prepare. He said the State Emergency Management Office is preparing. They're actually expecting power outages from ice on the power lines and on tree limbs that could fall onto power lines.
Impacting quite a lot of states over the next 48 hours. When we talk about snow, widespread most of these locations in the higher elevations likely to pick up about 6 to 10 inches. But for a few of those really high elevations, not out of the question to get 12, 16, even as much as 20 inches of snow before this system finally exits the area.
We are currently experiencing a crazy winter storm, and power outages are happening now, with up to 24 inches expected in surrounding areas. Heavy wet snow can cause power outages and often is the reason for winter power outages. In fact, already today, I have heard multiple branches breaking up on the hillside, and all it takes is one branch to take out your power lines and your block's out of power. So with that, we have a high possibility of losing power today. As you can see, we're going on about 7 inches of snow just this morning. And as we all know, going into this winter, a lot of folks are expecting a hard winter, a dark winter, with rolling blackouts scheduled and expected in some areas, and winter power outages very probable. Very important for you guys to understand some important information regarding safety concerns when it comes to winter power outages. In this video, we're going to go over 3 topic of tips that you should know for before and during a winter power outage. Coming right up. Welcome back to all of our great subscribers, and thank you for watching. If you're brand new here, like news that affects you, preparedness tips, prepping tips, weekly, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So like I said, guys, not a better time to put out a video like this to help you guys out before it's too late. As you can see, we are currently in the middle of a winter storm and a lot of snow expected. And more than ever, a dark winter, winter blackouts, winter power outages are expected, especially this year. And that's aside from some of the scheduled rolling blackouts in some areas. Power outages can cause a number of safety concerns, and knowing the following information is important. Good information that could help you out in a winter power outage. So number 1 topic, some things you should know before a power outage. For those of you out there that have life-sustaining medical equipment, be sure to register it with your utility company. This means that you will possibly be on radar, so when they send crews out to restore power, you might be at the top of the list. Like we've talked about on our channel before, consider buying a generator. Whether it's a solar generator, gas generator, any type of fuel generator, be sure to follow the instructions so that you operate it correctly. And have the unit outside and run a cord indoors. Don't connect your generator to the main service panels, as this could be dangerous. And with all of our emergency heat videos like our Crisco candle heater, we recommend always having a carbon monoxide detector in your home at all times. Make sure that your disaster preparedness kit contains flashlights, light sticks, extra batteries, a battery-powered radio, and wind-up clock. If all possible, have a corded telephone. Like we do here, mostly for emergencies, have a corded telephone, as cordless phones will not work during a power outage. Be sure you guys have an alternative heat source with a fuel supply. And remember, don't burn charcoal or use your fuel generators inside. Something that people often forget. If you do not know how to open your garage door without the automatic garage door opener, be sure that you understand the mechanics so you can open your garage door without electricity. Now, those are just a few tips for before a power outage. The list goes on. Number 2, as for during a power outage, turn off your lights and electrical appliances aside from your refrigerator and freezer. Even if it's dark, turn your appliances and lights switches to off. Be sure to unplug your computers and your laptops to protect them from possible surges when the power is returned on. Be sure to leave one lamp on so that you will be notified when the power is turned back on. When power is restored, be sure to wait 15 minutes before you start turning on all your other stuff. You're going to want to conserve your water, especially if you're running off of well water. The Department of Health urges you to never use gas ovens, gas ranges, barbecues, or portable propane heaters for indoor heating, as they use oxygen and create carbon monoxide that can cause suffocation. Now, in an emergency situation, you got to treat this delicately, hence the reason of having a carbon monoxide detector. Remember, candles can cause a fire, so use all safety measures possible. It's often recommended to use glow sticks, battery-powered lanterns, and flashlights. If you must use candles or open flame indoors, it is extremely important for you to be safe. Using kerosene heaters, gas lanterns, and stoves inside the house can be dangerous. Maintain proper ventilation at all times to avoid buildup of toxic fumes. And like I said, be sure to have a carbon monoxide detector. Stay away from downed power lines and sagging trees with broken limbs. As I said, I've heard multiple limbs break. In fact, just a moment ago, I heard one right over there. Another thing we like to keep around is extra sleeping bags, wool blankets, extra socks, hand warmers, anything you can think of being warm when you don't have a heat source. You're gonna wanna remember layers, layers, layers. Topic number 3, keeping your food safe. Use and store food carefully to prevent foodborne illnesses when refrigeration isn't available because the power went out. Take account what foods that you do have and classify them on which ones will spoil first. That way you can use those foods up first. Try to keep your refrigerator doors and freezers closed, as the refrigerator and freezer will keep your food cold for up to a day. If you have a fully stocked freezer, it'll keep it cold and frozen for 2 days, generally speaking. You can use a cooler or an ice chest and put snow in it, bags of snow or ice to keep foods cool. One of the things that we do here is we fill up old milk jugs with water and freeze them, so it's a huge block of ice. Works great for when you got to go to the store with a cooler to keep the cooler cool. It would also work great in an emergency situation to keep a cooler full of food chilled. And when you store food outside where it's cooler, use caution, as even though freezing temperatures, snow, the outside temperature varies. And if it becomes warm enough, it can grow bacteria. Also, secure your outside food from contamination by animals. The old saying goes, if in doubt, throw it out. Meat, dairy, seafood, cooked foods, if it doesn't feel cold, it might be better to throw it out, unless you have advanced techniques on handling that food. Always be wary of suspect food. If it looks fine, smells fine, but something ain't right, it may contain some bacteria. So be wary of tasting it. So like I said, guys, experiencing a major winter storm here in the Northwest right now. The possibility of a winter power outage is extremely high today. Be sure that you guys are ready for a winter power outage so it doesn't catch you by surprise. Do some more digging so that you're further prepared about staying warm in the winter conditions when that power goes out. Right up here, we've got a video that YouTube thinks that you would like to watch next, and down here is another useful video on staying warm when the power goes out. And keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing, guys. We'll see you on the next one.